Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Well, it's hot, muggy, and watching for some chances of storms yet for the next couple of days. Charleston, among others, to the west there. That's a heat advisory. We'll have highs near 90 or so with dew points in the ranks of the 70s for a number of us. So a heat risk, generally moderate to some locally major heat risk. So that's if you're sensitive to heat, or all folks, take necessary precautions out there, as we'll get some hot conditions out there for a number of us today. High of 87, low at 70 yesterday in Charleston with some heavy rain, 0.85 inches there at the gauge officially. Some areas 1 to just under 2 inches of rain with those flash flood warnings yesterday. We have a marginal to slight risk for isolated to scattered, mainly damaging winds for the storm threat today. Some hail can't be ruled out. Similar tomorrow, but with the weather pattern tomorrow, this is when our sharp cold front moves in from the northwest still on Friday. Again, the available moisture is up to heavy, so be mindful of heavy to locally excessive rain potential with some of these passing storms. Most of us a marginal risk for localized flash flood potential this time. So keep your eyes on the radar today and tonight. There will be that likely chance of passing showers, storms, risk of severe and some localized flooding. Fly Survey forecast, it starts at home. A number of these cities have issues with heat and storms as well. Areas near Chicago, some increasing severe weather risks middle of the week there. From Panhandle to Panhandle, warm, mid to upper 80s, some low to mid 90s to the east here, so hot, stormy later. Again, warmer than average temps from east to west and to the south with high near 92. In Charleston, 91 in Huntington with your heat advisory today. Likely rain and storms tomorrow, watching that risk of severe. Dry, warm Saturday. Showers and storms likely again on Sunday. At what timing multiple cold fronts next week, so that'll dig away or chip away at the heat, so more 70s next week with still some chances of passing showers and storms.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Live from West Virginia's capital city with news from across the state. This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law, with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and Metro News' Dave Allen.
Welcome into the 2 o'clock hour. It's the final hour. Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Open line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. Nothing but your calls and text 1-800-765-TALK. Or you can text 304-TALK-304. It's Metro News Midday.
Metro News Midday is presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com. Join in by calling 800-765-8255 or text 304-TALK-304. Let's go live to downtown Charleston. Here's Dave Allen.
Thursday edition of the show. It is Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Ryan Nicholson, Stephanie Pauly, our producers today on this Thursday, getting closer and closer to the weekend. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. We'll start getting your phone calls and texts at the bottom of the hour. I want to welcome into the show now State Democratic Party Chair and Delegate from here in Kanawha County, where we are located today, Mike Pushkin. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm going to give you a chance to go ahead and get that obligatory cheer for your New York Knicks in there.
Obligatory. I'm tired because I was up so late watching the greatest comeback in the history of the NBA Finals, where I'm a big Knicks fan, and I was with them when they weren't any good.
I have no doubt.
I've been rooting for them for a long time.
You're also a Jets fan, too.
That's true.
So
That shows I am loyal. If nothing else, I am loyal.
Loyal, if not smart. You know, you got that going.
But hey, when it pays off. That makes it that much better when your team's poised to win the championship.
People for staying by their team.
And it's not over yet. I mean, anything could happen, but being up 3-1 feels pretty good. And for the life of me, I mean, look, the Knicks did not play a great game last night, but we played. We just kept playing. They kept playing. And they won by 1 point. But what I don't understand, and I'm not a basketball expert, but with 10 seconds left on the clock and the San Antonio Spurs were up by 1 point, why did that guy take the shot? He could have just dribbled.
Yeah.
Right? And then he took the shot, it got blocked, and then the Knicks got the ball back, and the rest is history.
And and I'm not saying it is, Mike, but it's things like that that make people think, I don't know about sports. I don't know about it.
I think
it happens in every
I'll tell you
sport.
what it was.
It
It was the Spurs showing their youth and inexperience.
Yeah, well, I want to hope
was.
that's what it is as a sports fan, but
I guess, ask the president. He still doesn't accept election results, but I accept the results of sporting events,
right.
unless it's professional wrestling.
Okay. Hey, easy now.
Sorry, but as a
remember-
wrestling fan, you've got, if you want to call sports scripted, I think you should take a look inward.
Wrestling is real, life is fake. Just keep that in mind. You can't deny that. All right, this past weekend you were renamed, I guess is the correct term.
Reelected.
Reelected
by the executive committee. Yes.
Democratic Party. Mm-hmm. And we interviewed you prior to Saturday. We interviewed Teresa Torrevesa prior to Saturday as well. And in the end, the party decided to keep you around for a little bit. Talk about it.
Incredibly grateful to the state Democratic Executive Committee that chose to reelect me, and that's the entire committee, and not just those that supported me, but the entire committee. I'm incredibly humbled and grateful, and ready to work with folks who are wanting to work together to elect Democrats, because that's why we are in this.
And you said
we
it
feel
best.
that the state would be better served if we would elect more Democrats, and that's what we plan to do.
And you said it when we interviewed you prior to that there was no ill will between you and Teresa Torrevesa, or the ones that did not necessarily back you, because you thought, and I agree with you. I mean, I think sometimes things like this are good, to kind of take an accounting of where we are, and is this the road we want to continue on? And obviously the party said this is the road we want to continue on.
This was when we do it. We have these reorganizational meetings every 4 years, and if there's going to be a challenge, this is when it is. And I believe I said when I was on the local show earlier in the week, it's easy to hear, the praise and the compliments and stuff like that, but it makes me a better chair to hear the constructive criticism and learn from that and address some of the issues that the other side had, address them going forward, and that makes us for a stronger party, and it helps me do my job better.
So another county flipped from Democrat to Republican. Boone County, that announcement came out yesterday. Boone County, which is and I talked to GOP Party Chair Josh Holstein last hour, and he says that they believe that in recorded history of Boone County that has never happened before. It is now a Republican county down there. So you lost, not you personally, but the Democratic Party lost another one.
I would imagine during Reconstruction it was probably a Republican. I think Josh maybe should pick up a history book, but that's a whole other issue. Look, how people register and how people vote, and whether or not they turn out to vote is a big difference, and that's what matters. What we saw in the last primary is that Democrats came out to vote in every county. We drove Democratic turnout. A lot of that had to do with our candidate recruitment plan, where we put candidates up and down the ballot to give Democrats a reason. Democrats and independents who were allowed to vote in our primary gave them a reason to come out and vote. Even down there in Chair Holstein's district, we have Jennifer Bryant, who is an excellent candidate, who's going to be giving Josh Holstein a run for his money here this fall. But because we had this candidate recruitment effort, and because we were driving the turnout, and also because you have the TV on here, when you look at the things that the president is doing, saying he loves inflation, and he did say that he's going to strike Iran, and he's not going to strike Iran. Meanwhile, the price at the pump keeps going up. People are ticked off, and they're ready for a change, and that's what drove Democratic turnout. Plus, we gave people something to vote for by filling their ballots up and down the ticket. And if you look at the results on a statewide level, we flipped the West Virginia Supreme Court, and we elected Jim Douglas to a statewide office for a 10-year term on the Intermediate Court of Appeals. So the results speak for themselves. So yeah, would we rather have more registered Democrats? Of course, and we're going to be working on that. We will be doing concerted voter registration drives, throughout the summer. But what's important is who turns out to vote.
Talking again with State Democratic Party Chair and Delegate Mike Pushkin. So are you a UFC guy? Do you watch UFC at all?
Not at all.
I'm not either.
I'm a traditional sports fan. I like basketball and football and baseball and hockey occasionally.
Okay,
really, football's my sport.
Well, they're going to have the UFC fight, I guess,
I like
Sunday.
boxing.
Yeah, but boxing just ain't what it used to be back when we were growing, in my opinion. But UFC 4,000 spectators are expected to show up for this UFC fight on the White House grounds.
And how much is the president profiting off of this?
Yeah, I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know, but
Is he
sure he
profiting?
is.
Yeah.
If he's doing it, he's profiting off of it.
Did you? I want to go national here for a moment because I like to pick your brain on some things. And I talked about it earlier this week. The exchange on Meet the Press on Sunday between Kristen Welker and President Trump. I told the listeners before I had the TV on Sunday, but really wasn't paying attention to it. Didn't even know that the president was going to be on until I heard her say my sit down with President Trump, and I still didn't think much about it. And I was reading or something, and then all of a sudden I hear this. Thought I was watching Jerry Springer for a moment. I just had this yelling back at us like, my God, this is happening. This is our president arguing with somebody on national television like this. And look, you can, in my opinion, you can argue, you can say that Kristen Welker is an unfair journalist, which I strongly disagree with. You can say she was out of line, he was out of line, whatever. It's not becoming of the office of the president, in my opinion, of the United States to behaving that way, no matter who the president is. I mean, Barack Obama would not have done that. Ronald Reagan would not have done that. Go up and down, the aisle.
I don't know if a president in American history would ever act like that.
I would agree with that.
And sully the office of the presidency the way this president has. And maybe we can ask our resident historian, Chair Holstein, about that. See if he knows of any presidents in American history that have acted like that, especially on national television. But no, it was like Jerry Springer. The difference, he didn't have Steve rushing out to break up the fight. And all she was doing was asking for evidence, saying you have no evidence of this. And when faced with that, and it seems to be a pattern, it's especially when it's a female reporter questioning him and saying you don't have any evidence, he gets very defensive and he gets irate and aggressive. And it's unbecoming of the office, but unfortunately, it's not surprising to anybody. This is what people expect of this president.
Well, and I will say this is one of the reasons why some people might like President Trump, because, I mean, how many times have you heard he tells it like it is about President? He's a real person. Well, I don't know a whole lot of real people that are going to act that way, to be honest with you, but that's one of the and
I think fewer and fewer people are liking him
outside West Virginia,
and the polls show that.
You're right.
I think that it's even having an effect here as well.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I think
that's what the polling show that he is losing favorability by the droves, and every time you fill up your tank, probably like him even less.
And I think that there's two, and you mentioned earlier, Mike, I think there's two things working against Donald Trump right now. Number one is the unpopular war in Iran. Nobody, including the two people sitting in this room, thinks that the world is a better place if Iran has nukes. We both can agree on that, all right? But this is a president who ran on no new wars, no forever wars, I think is what he called. And this is a president that also went in and said prices are going to come down day one. And they have not.
And those things go hand in hand. If you remember, it was just like about a year ago that there was that strike on the facility in Iran, and the president claimed that we set them back years on their nuclear program. But then all of a sudden they're 2 weeks away from it again. So he has a credibility issue there because he keeps saying the same things. It doesn't really add up. And this has driven inflation. When the cost of fuel goes up, the cost of getting the products to the market goes up, and that causes everything to go up. And he did not address inflation. He has made it worse. And then there was an interview, I think it was yesterday, when asked about it, his response was that he loves inflation. I don't love inflation. You don't love inflation.
That's exactly
nobody in their
said.
right mind, except an out-of-touch billionaire like Donald Trump, who doesn't really care how much things cost.
And before anybody says that it was fake news or whatever, that was the exact wording out of his mouth. That's exactly what he said was, I love inflation. All right, I want to bring it back to West Virginia here for a moment. Summer 2026, traditionally speaking, old school politicians would say, well, the campaign gets underway Labor Day. You know that's not true because campaigns never effectively end in the modern day election cycle. What's the summer look like for you as you're working with your Democratic folks across the state that you're trying to get into office?
Well, starting this week, in conjunction with the House Democrats here in West Virginia, and we're doing an in-person candidate training here in Charleston. The different counties right now are also going through their reorganizational meetings as well. So once we get our county officers in place, there'll be a lot of working with our county committees and other allied groups on some voter registration drives, which is always a big thing to do during the summer, as you have all these outdoor events to be set up to register voters. And mainly just keep working with our candidates so they have the best resources and they're best trained to take the fight to the Republicans in the fall.
Do you foresee, as we head into the general election come November, as we get closer to the election, let's say after September sometime, do you see a lot of money pouring in here, like we saw in the last elections? I mean, because we saw so much money spent on the Republican side, do you see a lot of outside money coming in to support Democratic candidates or Republican candidates?
Yeah, that seems like the outside money tends to support. I mean, they spend a lot on each other. They, being the Republicans,
right,
spend
yeah.
a whole lot on each other during the primary. So there's no reason to believe they're not going to spend it against us. And you just got to look at what the motives are behind these out of state groups with people who have never set foot in this state. Why are they going to be spending millions of dollars to elect people? And it's because they're buying favor amongst politicians in this state, and people need to see through that. There's a reason why they would want these people in office. It's because they're going to do their bidding, whether it means passing another bill like 2014, the House Bill 2014 that strips away localities, strips away counties and municipalities from having any kind of local control to regulate data centers that the Republican Party has just rolled out the red carpet for in this state without any kind of local control. Those are the types of folks that are pumping money into this state because they have something to gain from it. And it's not good for the people of West Virginia.
Talking again with State Democratic Party Chair and Delegate Mike Pushkin. And on the data center issue, by the way, it'll give me a chance to plug Hoppy's State of Mind's 3-part series, and he's taken 3 people from 3 completely different walks of life, 100% pro data center, one more in the middle, one anti data center, and the second one of that 3-part series will drop tonight on Metro News Television at 7:30. Some of the people that I've heard talk about data centers, Mike, have said just what you said. It's, look, we're not necessarily against them. We all use these phones. We all use Google. I'm not a big AI person, okay, but some people are. But they're a little bit more upset because of that bill that you mentioned that in many cases does not give those in those communities a voice, so to speak. And that's what I've heard a lot of people that I've had on this show, and I've tried to have people that are pro and anti on this show, and some of the ones that were anti are saying, look, we're not necessarily anti-data centers. We just don't like the lack of local control.
That's our biggest issue with it is the lack of local control, especially if these have the potential of causing people's utility rates to go up. West Virginia's already seen the steepest increases of any other state, and the people here just can't afford it. And then to push these things into residential areas without any kind of buy-in from the community, that's a problem. And we just look at who's benefiting from this and who it's really hurting. So, yeah, I think that if we're able to restore local control like every other state does. Like I was just up in Rhode Island for meetings. I looked into their laws regarding data centers, and they allow for local control. Mm-hmm. And that's, I believe, why Governor Morrissey and Speaker Hanshaw pushed this bill through, where they stripped away all the regulation there and said there won't be we're going to have it uniform throughout the state, which means no counties, no municipalities, the people have absolutely no say-so in this. It's really bad for people when it's only good for these out-of-state corporations, or it might be good for you if you're the Speaker of the House and you're selling them the property that it's going to be located on, or if you're working for them, as he is for 2 of the data centers. But it's not good for most of us.
I want to ask you before we let you go about the gas tax. There had been people, and this has kind of been a divisive discussion within the Republican Party, because there have been those that have said, look, we need to suspend the gas tax. There's been people from organizations like the Contractors Association that have come out and said, we got a lot of projects going. This would actually end up hurting us. Do you have an opinion?
Yeah, we need to give people some relief right now. Because no fault of their own, because of this reckless president, we are seeing gas prices just really go through the roof. And we should be able to do whatever is within our power as elected officials here in the state to how to help the people that we represent. And one thing that we can do is suspend the gas tax temporarily until the prices go back down. And the House Democrats have called for this, and now the Treasurer, Larry Pack, is calling for it. We're hearing some folks on the other side of the aisle agree with the House Democrats on this, but we need to get it done.
State Democratic Party Chair and Delegate Mike Pushkin, just for your sake, generally speaking, I support teams in the southern part of the country, and I consider Texas to be in the southern part of the country, maybe because I'm a
It
Cowboys
is,
fan.
well, it is in the southern part of the country.
All right. However,
literally,
just for you,
yes,
I'm cheering for the Knicks.
that's right. Be on the right side of history. Go Knicks.
All right.
Hey,
Mike-
when I leave here, I just want to let you know
Yeah.
I'm headed up to Sissonville to stand in solidarity with my sisters and brothers of the Teamsters Local 175 who are on strike up at the beverage marketplace. I'm headed there right now. I'm running late, but that's I wanted to stop by and talk to you.
Heading to the picket line.
But I am headed to the picket line right now, and I'm definitely on standing in solidarity with them.
All right. Delegate and State Democratic Party Chair Mike Pushkin, appreciate you being here. 2:24. We'll take a break and come back after this.
As West Virginia takes their shot at are building for the future. When it's time for a new medical facility, hospital expansion, historic renovation, auto dealership, apartment complex, sports complex, or church addition, trust the team that's been helping build West Virginia for more than 25 years. Jarrett Construction delivers design build, construction management, and general contracting services throughout the state of West Virginia. Visit jarrett-construction.com today. WV030133.
Picture a community where every space tells a story. Those are the communities we're designing at ZMM Architects and Engineers. With a blend of creativity and technical expertise, we design spaces that inspire, innovate, and ignite change. From cutting-edge educational facilities to community-centric gathering spaces, we're committed to improving lives through design. Let us help you shape a brighter future for generations to come. Because at ZMM, it's more than architecture. It's about building your legacy.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
The 2026 High School Baseball State Championship. 4 classes, 4 champions, 1 unforgettable day. From first pitch to final out, the 2026 West Virginia High School Baseball State Championship, presented by Toyota, Saturday, June 13th. Watch live on Metro News Television, Facebook, and YouTube. Available on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, The High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Welcome back to the show. Reminder that the state's baseball tournament continues. Jack Cook Field in Huntington. Follow along all the action, WVMetroNews.com. And we had a big upset earlier today. As I said, told you earlier, Gilmer County knocked off the top team in Single A in St. Joe. They knocked them off earlier today. And so Gilmer County will now advance. And last time we checked here, in Single A, Sherman, the alma mater of not only Republican Party Chair Josh Holstein, but also T.J. Meadows, Sherman leading Pendleton County 3-0. That was as of our last check-in from the boys baseball tournament going on at Jack Cook Field in Huntington. Follow all the action, video highlights, interviews, and more at WVMetroNews.com. Open Line West Virginia is coming up. Stay with us. And now,
the conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNews.com.
Today's Metro News Television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Well, it's hot, muggy, and watching for some chances of storms yet for the next couple of days. Charleston, among others, to the west there. That's a heat advisory. We'll have highs near 90 or so with dew points in the ranks of the 70s for a number of us. So a heat risk, generally moderate to some locally major heat risk. So that's if you're sensitive to heat, or all folks, take necessary precautions out there, as we'll get some hot conditions out there for a number of us today. High of 87, low at 70 yesterday in Charleston with some heavy rain, 0.85 inches there at the gauge officially. Some areas 1 to just under 2 inches of rain with those flash flood warnings yesterday. We have a marginal to slight risk for isolated to scattered, mainly damaging winds for the storm threat today. Some hail can't be ruled out. Similar tomorrow, but with the weather pattern tomorrow, this is when our sharp cold front moves in from the northwest still on Friday. Again, the available moisture is up to heavy, so be mindful of heavy to locally excessive rain potential with some of these passing storms. Most of us a marginal risk for localized flash flood potential this time. So keep your eyes on the radar today and tonight. There will be that likely chance of passing showers, storms, risk of severe and some localized flooding. Fly Super forecast, it starts at home. A number of these cities have issues with heat and storms as well. Areas near Chicago, some increasing severe weather risks middle of the week there. From Panhandle to Panhandle, warm, mid to upper 80s, some low to mid 90s to the east here, so hot, stormy later. Again, warmer than average temps from east to west and to the south with high near 92. In Charleston, 91 in Huntington with your heat advisory today. Likely rain and storms tomorrow, watching that risk of severe. Dry, warm Saturday. Showers and storms likely again on Sunday. Timing multiple cold fronts next week, so that'll dig away or chip away at the heat, so more 70s next week with still some chances of passing showers and storms.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
The 2026 High School Baseball State Championship. 4 classes, 4 champions, 1 unforgettable day. From first pitch to final out, the 2026 West Virginia High School Baseball State Championship, presented by Toyota, Saturday, June 13th. Watch live on Metro News Television, Facebook, and YouTube. Available on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs.
This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law.
The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here,
West Virginia coming up in a couple of moments. Do want to remind you that tomorrow is Friday, and during the 1 o'clock hour, what we like to do is put another great eatery in the spotlight. We call it the lunch spot. Not necessarily that it has to be a place that serves just lunch. It's just because of the time of day that we do the segment. 106 on Friday afternoons. We depend on you to tell us where we need to be eating around the state of West Virginia. Could be a drive-in, could be a top-of-the-line steakhouse, could be seafood restaurant, could be a bakery, coffee shop, as long as they are locally owned. They can have franchises, but as long as they are locally owned, that's really the only requirement. But we need you to tell us where we need to go. Drop us an email, midday@wvmetronews.com, midday@wvmetronews.com. You can reach out to us on social media. Dave Allen Radio on Facebook for me, or at Dave A70 on X. All we need basically from you is just tell us the name of the particular eatery that you're talking about, obviously the town that it's in. Give us a phone number, because that just makes it easier. And if you know a person to talk to there, sometimes it's the manager, sometimes it's the owner, just this is who you need to talk to, and why it is that you think that this particular eating establishment needs to be featured on the lunch spot. So it's real simple. midday@wvmetronews.com, or reach out to me on social media, Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, or at Dave A70 on X. Last couple weeks, man, we've had a couple runs. Last week, Amanda was doing the TV thing in Martinsburg, and she was able to sit down with a great, great place to eat up there. Had me dying back here, in Charleston. And then the week before that, we went down to the Grandview Diner in the Beckley area. So that's kind of what we're looking for. If it's a place that serves up good food, we want to know about it. Bakeries, bars, pizza joints, whatever. Get in touch with us, and we'll put them in the spotlight tomorrow. Open line West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. Text says Kercheval's still too stubborn to broadcast WVU sports. I'm really not sure what that's in reference to. I mean, he's part of WVU sports with three guys. And by the way, the Sports Line program is going to emanate live tonight from Omaha. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. I mean, we don't do play-by-play. He doesn't necessarily. Tony Caridi does that. And, it's a long, complicated story. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. Text says, hats off to Huntington. What's been a great tournament. First class all the way. Yeah, Jack Cook Field, home of the Marshall University Thundering Herd, is a great facility. And it's something that's been sorely needed for a long time. For the Marshall baseball team, for area high school teams, this tournament. And I haven't got to make it to a game yet, but I have heard nothing but good things. My alma mater, the Logan Wildcats, of course, continue in that, and they're going to be playing. And I'm definitely looking forward. I'll eventually make it to a game there. I just haven't yet. But I've been to the facility, just not during a game. Text says, just WDTV, Channel 5 for me till I was 14, Dave. Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. And then some sort of an emoji. This show has just been all over the place, man, which most of them are. We were talking about like some of the channels that you got back in the day, and when you didn't get that many TV channels and stuff like that. So, I remember now. When I was talking to Mike Nolte earlier today. I can go down this rabbit hole all day because I'm a guy that prefers to live in the past instead of the present or the future. But I can very well remember growing up as a kid of a boy. We got three channels. We got ABC, NBC, CBS, all from the Charleston market when I was growing up in the early to mid 1970s. Eventually, we added TBS. And then we started getting some other, like, station like WOAY out of Oak Hill and WVVA out of Bluefield. So we had like 2 NBC affiliates, 2 ABC affiliates, and TBS, and I think we had PBS in there too, but yeah, I wasn't watching PBS. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text says, we are the energy state, but it's hard for us to afford it, thanks to the PSC, says the texter. Text, Dave, any updates on the Municipal Auditorium in Charleston? Not really. For those of you that aren't familiar, Charleston has a iconic landmark here, the Municipal Auditorium, and it's been in many of you, even out of the Charleston area, probably have attended events here. I've attended a few concerts there myself before I moved to the area. The Municipal Auditorium is in a great state of disrepair, and it's been a hot button topic as to what to do with it, because fixing it and repairing it in its current state is going to cost way too much money. It's an well, I don't want to say necessarily it's an eyesore, but it's a safety hazard. And so they haven't had events there in quite some time. I think Charleston definitely has a need for a smaller venue. Look, we've already got the Coliseum and Convention Center, which is great. We got the Clay Center, which is great. Matter of fact, Chicago is going to be coming to the Clay Center on West Virginia Day. But we really, the city of Charleston really does need that smaller type arena. And a lot of, for example, comedians like those type shows. And there was a controversy a couple of years ago when Kevin Hart was scheduled to come to Charleston, and they ended up canceling because of the disrepair of the Municipal Auditorium. And people were saying, well, put him at the Coliseum and Convention Center. Well, Kevin Hart's people didn't want to go to the Coliseum and Convention Center because a lot of them like the smaller type venue. So to answer your question, no, I do not have an update on it, but it would be nice to get something worked out soon. And I have a feeling, just my thoughts, those of you that are wanting the Municipal Auditorium in Charleston to stay the way it is and the way you remember, it's probably not going to happen because it's just too expensive. Appreciate the text, though. Text says WVU is going to shock the world. Mark my words. Text says, this was for Pushkin. Cool. You mean no Democrat has ever accepted out-of-state support? Good to know. Can I hold the Dems to that? 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text says, on Talkline, listening to the Appalachian Power guy blaming previous administrations for our high rates is unbelievable, says a texter. I do want to mention about the State of Minds program. We talked about this a little bit earlier with Hoppy Kercheval, and it's all about data centers. He sat down with 3 different people and 3 different perspectives from the data center argument or discussion, if you will. Last week, it was Chris Morris, director of the West Virginia Data Economy Office. On this evening's program, which is going to drop at 7:30, Amy Margolis, executive director of Tucker United. And then next week, next Thursday, 7:30, Dado Slezik, who is the executive vice president of energy infrastructure investments at QTS Data Centers. So you can see he's got 3 different people from 3 different backgrounds looking at 3 different perspectives. And the first one with Chris Morris has already dropped. That was last Thursday, so you can go check that one out now. And the other 2 will drop, one tonight at 7:30, and the other one will be next Thursday night at 7:30 on Metro News Television. And you can watch and make up your own mind. And those drop again Thursdays at 7:30 on Metro News Television, presented by Hope Gas and by Greer Industries. Text says, could we please get weather people to stop referring to the weather as soupy? All right, Brian Hughes, you're on notice. No more soupy. Text says, Trump canceled the great, bigly damaging strikes against Iran set to happen tonight because negotiations are almost finalized. How much longer is this broken record going to play? Says the texter. Text says, please, President Trump, take Riley Moore and get him out of West Virginia, says the text. There was some talk that Riley Moore could be in line for an appointment to the Trump administration. That's what that's in reference to. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. It's 2:42. We'll take a break and come back after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
On the next State of Minds.
There's this big power plant that looks like it's going right on top of Davis. And I think everyone was asking the same question, why? We have a rural character, outdoor character, wild character of our county. And we would be kind of putting in this utility size industrial landscape. And I think it would change the character of our county.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? JW Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, a huge success. High school juniors from all across the state did their part and applied, and we're down to now 15 finalists for this full ride scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan. Room, board, tuition, and fees all included. Go to WVMetroNews.com and you can vote for your favorite finalists to help determine who is going to get this scholarship. You got till midnight on Sunday to help change the life of a West Virginia student and their family forever. 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program supported by Greer Industries, the West Virginia Hospital Association, ZMM Architects and Engineers, the West Virginia Farm Bureau, and Metro News. Go to WVMetroNews.com and vote. Voting ends midnight on Sunday. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Update from the state baseball tournament. Jack Cook Field in Huntington. 3rd seed Sherman shut out 7th seed Pendleton County 3-0. Class Single A state baseball tournament semifinal matchup. The Tide will now advance to Saturday's state championship game against 4th-rated Gilmer County. They upset Huntington 8-4 earlier today. Huntington St. Joe, I should say, 8-4 earlier today. And Sherman looking for their first state title in program history, and that is music to the ears of T.J. Meadows and Josh Holstein, both proud Tidians. Maybe weekly they can say that it's good tidings to them because they're the Tide. Text said, I understand the need for data centers, but I don't have the confidence that the current legislative body has the interest of the people and the citizens in mind. Text said, I don't blame Trump for walking out of that interview. He took all he could from that disrespectful woman, says the texter. Okay. Text, typical Pushkin, Nick's good, everything else bad. I'm sure if the Spurs win, he'll blame that on Holstein and the Republicans. Okay, that one made me laugh out loud. Text says, oh, great, more Brad Howe. Absolutely. And Howe, because we got a thing going on here. I was about to break into me and Mrs. Jones here, Billy Paul, 1972. But with Brad, we've had Brad Howe every day, since WVU's been on this run. And you know how superstitious athletes and sports fans are. I mean, we dang near got him thrown off of a plane yesterday in Chicago, so we got to keep it going. But again, Sportsline guys will be doing the show live tonight from Omaha, and they're doing a new 3 guys as we speak. Text, so let me get this straight, even though I heard it with my own ears. Trump actually said, I love inflation. Tell me he didn't say that. Well, you said you heard it with your own ears, and he did. He did say that. Text, no, I'm not reading that. Text says, Delegate Pushkin sounded a little unhinged. Groceries are cheaper and gas still cheaper than it was 4 years ago. There's a vaccine for TDS, meaning Trump Derangement Syndrome. Though it was refreshing to hear that Democrats are against nationalizing at least one thing, ironic that it's data center control. Well, listening to Talkline today, Dave, I see the biggest problem when comparing you and Northern Dave Wilson. You don't have enough British people on your show. Please try to correct this. Well, I've had a few Brits on my show from time to time. I don't know if I've had any on this show. No, I have on the local show. I've had a lot of people on. Text says, "Hey Dave, you're an old wrestling guy. What's the deal with all these fake reports of wrestlers' deaths?" I don't know. Old wrestling guy is the key, not current. Text says, "Of course, Boone County flipped Republican. Do you think a bunch of good old boys from Printer are going to vote for the liberals?" Says the texter. That's a good point. Text says, Ernest Blevin for Ward 12 supports saving the historic New Deal era municipal auditorium. Well, I don't think that's going to happen. Justice for the Bear in Charleston, says the texter. Yeah, that's been the hot thing on social media here recently. And the story is, I think I may have even told you about it. There was a bear that somehow got into downtown Charleston. I think it might have been over the weekend, and unfortunately, had to be put down. And he was there's a lot of construction going on in downtown Charleston, and somehow he managed to get his way downtown. Charleston police were called in. They say they could not get a hold of somebody from the DNR. They didn't know what to do, and they shot the bear. It's a sad story. As an animal lover, it's a sad story. I wasn't there, so I don't know. They say it was a danger to people. I don't know that to be true or not to be true. The only thing I know is that God rest the bear and his soul, and had he gone into the town center, he probably would have doubled the amount of people that visited there over the weekend. So there's that. 1-800-765-TALK, that is the phone number. Text 304-TALK, 304. Text is what a great time to be a Mountaineer fan. And as you said yesterday, a little extra WVU before football season. Agree, because normally, Brad and I were talking about this yesterday. Normally at this time, as you're in the middle of June, in front of the Independence holiday, everybody, football fans are starting to get a little antsy, waiting on practice to start. And NFL fans like myself are waiting on the announcement of that first spring training, the preseason game and the Pro Bowl and so on and so forth. And normally, if you're a hardcore fan of WVU or Marshall or any of the other colleges in the state or in whatever, you don't have a lot in June, but the Mountaineer baseball team is giving it to us. And again, they're going to play tomorrow afternoon against Troy. And we'll give you updates as best we can, all right, on the show tomorrow. On the Sports Blitz, which we do every Friday to get you ready for the sports weekend. Jack Carlson will be in with me tomorrow, so we'll be giving you updates on the game. It is 2:53. We'll wrap it up after this.
The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program has been a huge success. High school juniors from all across the state have applied, and we're down to 15 finalists. Now, we need your help. Please go to wvmetronews.com and vote for your favorite finalist. By casting your vote, you can help determine who will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan. That includes room, board, tuition, and fees. Just log on to wvmetronews.com, click the Vote Now button, and cast your vote. You have until midnight, June 14th, to help us change the life of a West Virginia student and their family forever. Cast your vote today by clicking the Vote Now button at wvmetronews.com. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar is supported by Greer Industries, the West Virginia Hospital Association, ZMM Architects and Engineers, the West Virginia Farm Bureau, Friends of Coal, and of course, Metro News. Vote now at wvmetronews.com and help us change the life of a West Virginia student forever.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
With Metro News Hotline, if it's trending, it's probably here.
And then the other thing, his last name is one of those weird Norwegian names where they have two vowels that slam into each other. It's like the A and the E are like cemented into each other.
You're like the 12th Dave that works here. What do you think people from Norwegian think about that?
That is fair.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Welcome back to the show. We had about 3 before 3 Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Text says, Dave, to Charleston PD, at least eat the bear they shot. Oldest rule in conservation is you shoot an animal, you eat it. So I do not know. Text says, it's not disrespectful to ask someone to show evidence and prove the accusations of corruption they are making, says the texter. Oh, look who's here. It's Mr. Weekly. How you doing, man?
You know what? We're going to have to do a segment, you and I, where we talk about gift cards.
Okay.
You know, because
All right.
you used one last night at a local establishment.
I did. My wife was gifted one, and she, in turn, gifted me half of it. So
Fair enough.
Went to a place last night, but yeah.
Are you the kind of person that always knows how much you have left on a gift card? Because I am not.
That's my wife's department. It's not my department. Yeah.
So you've never been in that situation where you use a gift card and then you keep the little receipt that tells you to do like Harrison County math?
She does that. I just show up and eat. She says, "Hey, we got a gift card that's going to expire." I say, "Let's go," and we eat, and then she handles it, and I just eat meat. That's all I do.
So you've never had a situation where a waitress or waiter has like followed you into the parking lot saying, "Hey, wait, you still owe me $3.12."
They'd be following her, not me, because she pays the bill.
Not like that ever happened to me.
Yeah, this week.
This week.
What you got on the show today?
Well, what isn't going on?
Okay.
What isn't going
All
on?
right.
NBA comeback, Stanley Cup Finals. Oh, the World Cup begins today. WVU in the College World Series, the baseball tournament in Huntington's rolling, the Pirates' amazing comeback. What is not going on?
Well, what's the in or out?
What is the? What is the? In or
I
out
shared it.
today?
It's available on my X page at Dave
It's some sort of food thing.
Some
you
sort
know?
of food thing.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A's got the honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich back for summer.
Never
feel
had,
the heat, baby.
Never had one, but I would definitely be in on that.
All
I
right.
could say. All right, got to go. I'll see you tomorrow. Hotline coming up immediately. Same Metro News stations. Have fun and love somebody.